right into the daily Riva.
I'm working on that.
Alright, so what happens is this. So if he's approaching in, he's right here. So I have the daily Riva right here. Okay? If I can't reach that arm, I'll sit up and then I'll push him away. But the whole time I'm sitting up and trying to just balance in here. Okay? Right now I have a nice kind of daily Riva with the pen. Okay? Back step. Okay. Instead of holding the heel, I got the pants and I'm twisting, I'm pulling his leg in to my thigh so that his leg is part of my thigh right here. Okay. So as I stretch him out, notice when I stretch him out and create space and distance, I sit up. I'm not like here. Does me no good. Okay. So he's probably going to be wanting to posture up a bit right here. Okay. So as he postures, I pull him in, and then as I push him away, I sit up. And notice we're still doing these circles right here. Okay? So how do I get an X guard? He's going to want to kind of posture up, possibly break this grip. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to push him away. This leg comes underneath, and I'm going to pull myself underneath him as my left leg goes to his hip, and my right foot goes inside the knee, and I have this still the same grips here. I can lift this weight fairly easy off the mat, okay? And it's very leveraged because I'm underneath him and I have my frames, but you cannot let your legs collapse here, and I'm overhooking like a guillotine on his right leg. But I'm breaking his posture, okay? His posture is important because if he postures, it's very bad for me here, but I can get to the sleeve here and I can still begin to shift him around and shift his weight. I constantly have to be shifting his weight one way or another. Because the big mistake that's made when people do open guard is they stop. The second that you stop, they stabilize and set their weight. And whenever they set their weight, it becomes a lot harder for me to begin to move, because here he can now break grips. And then all he has to really do here is block this knee with his right hand, and just back step with his left foot. And he gets off the X guard here, which forces me to have to possibly do other things here and adjust. But that's only because I stop. But I'm not gonna stop because I'm gonna go constantly shift his weight to the right. See how his hands go on the mat? I can begin to reach for this right here, okay? I can begin to take him out that way, he'll put his foot down. I can take him this way here, and as I take him this way, his base is lost because I have his sleeve. So this right here turns into an X guard possibly to mount. But this is basic X guard from the daily Riva. I like collar control here. If he breaks my collar, sit up. Grab this right here. If he breaks this right here, sit up. Hold. And you can lift, okay? So from here, for me to go into X guard here, I'm gonna rotate the other way. See the pant grip right here? And I keep moving my hips over. This right here is not good for me here. But in situations like this, there's such a thing as underhook also daily Riva, but that puts a lot of pressure on the knee, and you see it forces him to turn away. So this right here is also powerful because it prevents him from turning back into me, because he really ultimately wants to turn back into me. And if I'm too far over this way, he'll turn the knee into here, push that thigh down, and you can knee drop, and I lose the whole configuration. Okay. So as we're here, I'm grabbing the pants, and twisting and pulling. As I push away, I sit up. My leg goes through here, and I'm gonna rock, and I'm gonna scoop under. 1, 2, 3, and I begin to lift. All I want you guys to do right now is just lift to the right. He'll shift away back onto you, and you lift back right or left. Right? Because what I'm doing is I'm pushing, I'm tilting, I'm pulling. Because the whole time he's got to balance. He's got to balance. Okay? So you have sweeps to the right, sweeps to the left. But for now, I just want you guys to be able to enter into an X drop. And how we're going to enter is by the top person being very stable. If you're unable to properly create and replicate a miniaturized version of the structure needed for the person to do an X guard, go with it. Not an insulting way, but I can't do it if he's going to be like this belt. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit up, grab his collar. I'm going to pull him in once, shift his weight. As he wants to put his feet back on the mat, I push him away and I sit up. My right leg keeps the distance. I'm creating structural breakdown with the collar. My left leg goes underneath and I pull myself under. Okay. From here, my left foot goes here on the inside of his hip and it's a hook. This foot goes here and I want to lift his weight and transfer it to the right. When his weight is transferred to the right, I can go from the collar to the sleeve. Okay? But for now, just keep the collar and keep pressure on his legs. He should not be able to back step out of it. Okay? So if you're loose, it's no good. He'll probably want to put his right foot down as I can begin to lift him up. Put his left foot down, and I keep rotating, pulling, pushing, pulling, and always scooting underneath. If you look, he kind of put weight on his left leg and backed up. Yes, yeah, right there. From here, it's like my hips are not underneath. I scoot underneath them more, and I keep lifting. See how my hips move? So that's all I want you to do, is to be able to carry his weight and to be able to shift, okay? And just to be able to control this. If this is all loose and this leg's dying here and this is all happening, you're gonna hurt your knee, okay? Badly, okay? Because the person on top will want to bounce. And you can also do this, because they're not gonna get their foot out until they unravel. But even if he somehow manages to miraculously push my knee with that left and block it and back step, he's still stuck in this. So even if he begins to move around from here, it's not that easy for him to get out of this position here. And from here, ultimately, what I want us to do is extend him this way here. I'm going to go 2 feet on one, go here, back into me. We go right into this. Notice how we have double underhooks. But for now, X guard. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. That was X guard to reverse X guard.
Can I work? Yes.